Friends, we welcome back not just all of you but also Shamatei for a big discussion on so many other issues about aesthetics, about choreography. So Shamatei, welcome back. So after having such a beautiful discussion and beautiful sharing about your views on several aspects of choreography, when I will ask you a question like, what is tradition to you? How does it mean to you? When you have touched all the shores of tradition from different angles, from different journeys?
First of all, I would say I have touched all the aspects, for the simple reason that I feel that tradition is too vast and too deep for not just one but for hundreds of dancers. As you go deep, it will go deep. As you go vast, it will go vast. That is the reason, and tradition is flowing. It will collect all the streams and grow and grow and grow. But I tried to touch as many as I could, because the tradition really challenges me, and tradition also
Works in harmony with you.
Excites me and loves me, and I love tradition. So that is the reason I get a lot of happiness in exploring tradition. So one is rhythm aspect, one is text, one is facial expression, one is body line expression, one is space. So you work on that. But I have been thinking about what is tradition for a long time. When I was a student at Rohiniji's, does tradition mean what you learn from your guru? Probably when you are a student and a young girl, it means only that at that point. I remember that when we started out, everybody would say Kathak is a piecemeal structure, especially the dancers from the other styles and the critics. And I have heard it with my own ears that Kathak is a piecemeal structure. So why? So I don't mean I mean Kathak dancers in general adopted and made it a structurized form in front of my own eyes. So they get inspired by different strengths of different styles. So that is also our tradition, which comes. So it's like circles within circles. What happens to the mythological content? That is like one style. Like we all know, Kathak is more about Krishna, little less about Shiva. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't touch it. So what about how it's a visual medium? So what about the history? Heritage we have from the visual medium. Like you see Madhubani, you see miniature paintings, they also. So it is, tradition is actually growing. What about the philosophical content, philosophical principles? So it's everything together.
Shamatei, you are one of those few dancers who's not just involved in the world of choreography and you are happy with it, but you are trying to see that the dance community gets benefit from all angles. You're trying to make sure that Pune enriches itself intellectually. Pune is aware of the fact that there's such a big classical dance community, and that is their strength. How did it start, or what keeps you going and what keeps your heart throbbing for intellectual, aesthetic or social issues with relation to the dance community?
I feel as you grow old, you are aware of life around you more and more, which as a young girl, or when you are aspiring to do this today and do that tomorrow, you are more concerned with your own aesthetic urges, creative urges, fulfilling, getting the platform. But somehow or the other, most of us thought that if we do our work with honesty, with integrity, everything will work and everything will be all well, which I didn't see happening. we were too much engrossed in our own worlds. Mind you, we were doing good work, we were doing it honestly, but that doesn't suffice. You have to reach out to the society in general, and in my case, society, dance society around me. Then only the real benefits or the harvest will come. And by that time I was in a position, an elderly lady, a senior dancer. So people were in the right frame of mind to listen to me. And that's why I thought that I will make something of this. So what all? The areas of interest are the same. Dance at the center. So I thought of academic platforms like Rohini Bhate dialogues or Sansmaran, because even before I said this, the people don't talk about a dancer's work. And they sometimes, I regret that they don't take dance work as seriously as they should. So I started with my Guru's work, that people should think about this work. What she thought so many years ago was probably, she was much ahead of time then. Now it looks as if it's, so I wanted that many people would come from all over India and talk about her work, her persona, her contribution. So like that Sansmaran. Same with Monraj Kalyanpurkar. He was the first male dancer, not from gharanas, from an educated family, cultured family, to get into dance. And he enjoyed best of both the worlds. He became a gharanedar for them, and he remained a very cultured, educated person who could read and write in English, Sanskrit, Hindi. So he wrote about terminology, he made syllabus, syllabi, he set the exam patterns. So he worked so hard to put things into, to systematize things for the next generations. So to me, that was a social work they were doing. They could also concentrate, like my Guruji Rohini ji. She worked so hard to establish dance as a noble profession, that I know, and from what my husband tells me, she had to go to parents, the girls' parents, and convince them that you must send them for dance class, you must send them for programs. Or if it was they were late, my husband, their servant, and Arunitai herself, all three would go on bicycles and reach each girl to their respective houses and then come back in the end. So this is social work for dance. So I kind of inherited it. So I think that like Madam Menka Choreography Festival, we all talk about choreography, but it is not formalized, it is not systematized. We call it in a very generalized way. A good Chandralekha ji is also choreography, and Sangeet for marriage also is choreography. So do we really know what is choreography? And by that I don't mean I know it. I mean we all have to get together to find it. So I feel that also choreography would settle down in this country, and we will have Indian choreography. For that, this is Madam Menka choreography movement. Then last point I would like to say, which is my very favorite point of 2019, is Pune dancers. Pune it started with no dance. Rohini ji couldn't learn Kathak or Kathakali or whatever. She learnt whatever was here without really knowing the name of the dance, whatever. So as a young girl, I have learnt Purupad, a kid. not young girl, kid, I have learnt a few divas. She then adopted she then adopted Kathak, and of course we also got into the. So from there to talk about Nishabda Bhed, so we have gone a long way because of their work. If I can do it, do Nishabda Bhed, and if we can come and discuss and record it for archives, it's their work. So I in my own turn also have to do for something for the society. So now Pune has come to that standard where we could see everywhere all the dancers are not top dancers, nowhere, and everywhere the quota is good and bad, quota of good and bad is there. So Pune also might have some good, some bad, but I am talking about the good work only. So that good work has to reach the national scene. We ought to get our rightful place on the national scenario. If we don't work for it, in my small experience, I have seen people would, maybe I am making very bold statements, but I really feel that I should say it, that people would make sure that we remain in Pune. So we have to get together and fight for our rightful place. Whoever is watching my appeal, come together. We can do it together. We want to do it together, and after that is the international scene for us.
Our best wishes for your desire of putting Pune on not just the national but on the international map. On behalf of Art Stories, I express my gratitude to Shamatai for sharing her thoughts on several of these areas of aesthetics, of Kathak, of choreography, and I am sure the viewers are looking forward to much more interactions with legendary artists.
Parimal, I'm really happy to be talking to you about all my journey, all my experiences and all my opinions, sharing it with you. Last time it was with Sharvari, this time it is with you, and I must say, talking to the conversation from one artist to the other is always very exciting, and I feel young again. Thank you.
Hey, श्याम तोरी मूरत, श्याम तोरी मूरत, श्याम तोरी मूरत हृदय समाई, 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 अंग अंग व्यापी, अंग अंग व्यापी, रग रग राची, अंग अंग व्यापी, रग रग राची, रोम रोम उर्झानी रे श्याम तोरी मूरत हृदय समाई।
ऐसे बेनो बजाए सुर का, ऐसे